I've had this book since 2016, and I've been meaning to read this, but it just doesn't seem the right time to do it. However, I've been hearing Elliot Brooks. I'll link her videos, her channel on the description. She's been raving about this, and she even suggested that the audiobook is good. So I'm planning to read this while listening to the audiobook because, as I have said many times, when I cannot understand the physical book, I listen to the audiobook and I can somehow understand it. My brain do understand it when it is being read to me. So maybe that will work with this one. So this is the first book I would want to read for next year. The next book I want to read for next year is My Name is Red by Orhan Pamuk. I read this book, let's say 2 years ago, for my masterpieces of literature. I took this online course titled Masterpieces in Literature from Harvard Education, and this is one of the readings. I didn't finish it, so I want to completely read it for next year and finally understand what the book is all about. I understood it because of the lectures, but I didn't finish it personally, the book. So here. So the story is, let me read you the synopsis so it could be a better version. The Sultan has commissioned a cadre of the most acclaimed artists in the land to create a great book celebrating the glories of his realm. Their task is to illuminate the work in the European style. But because figurative art can be deemed an affront to Islam, this commission is a dangerous proposition indeed. And when one of the chosen miniaturists disappears, the only clue to the mystery lies in the half-finished illuminations themselves. So this is part fantasy and part philosophical puzzle. My Name is Red is a kaleidoscopic journey into the intersection of art, religion, love, sex, and power. So there's one word here that I can understand. Miniaturists means it is an art style in painting where everything looks like a painting except for the textile in the painting. It looks very real. So that's it. When you see a painting that looks definitely like a painting, however, the textile you see in that painting looks very real, as if it has been cut out and pasted on the painting, that's a miniaturist. I just can't pronounce it, but I understand that word. So I want to read this book next year. Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe is going to be a reread for me, but it will feel like the first time I'll be reading it because I cannot remember the story of the book. I can't even remember if this is non-fiction or fiction or short stories. So I have read this when I was in grade school, I think. We've had this book for so long. I don't even know. There's no date in the book. We usually write it inside when we bought it. But we have this in our home since I can remember. So I have read this when I learned to read, and maybe I was too young to understand it before. I saw it again while I was looking for things I want to read next year, and yeah, this. The fourth book I want to read next year is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. So I know there's a movie on this book, but I haven't watched it. I can't. Is Robert Pattinson in that movie? I kind of remember that he is. Does he? Anyway, so I haven't watched the movie and I haven't read the book, but I have the copy, and I think it is high time that I read the book I don't know again what this is about. I haven't read the synopsis. There's no synopsis at the back of the book, or inside the book, so I will just go in not knowing what this is about and just enjoy the ride. Nancy Drew is a book series I have been reading since I learned how to read, and I have a couple of books in the series. However, I don't have the first book, and somehow I found this in a hospital's bookshop. And of course, I will not let it pass by me. I bought this. I don't know what this is about. Again, there's no synopsis anywhere in the book. So I'm going in blind next year. I will read the first book in the Nancy Drew series. Who has read this? Tell me on the comments below if it's a good book. But I have always enjoyed Nancy Drew, so I know I will enjoy this one as well. The sixth book I want to read for 2021 is The Piano Teacher by Janice Y.K. Lee. So I will read you the synopsis because this one has a synopsis at the back. Again, I don't know what this is about. We will know together what this is about. Okay. So in the heat and bustle of 1950s Hong Kong, newlywed Claire Pendleton is changing from an uptight English wallflower to a beautiful, graceful bloom. Then she meets Will, driver to wealthy Chinese couple the Chens, when she takes the job of piano teacher to their daughter. His enigmatic presence enthralls and excites her. A decade earlier, with war looming, Eurasian beauty Trudy Liang casts her own spell of fascination. A social butterfly, she is a thing of mystery and intrigue. She knows everyone worth knowing in Hong Kong, Chinese and foreign, good and bad, rich and poor, including a newly arrived young Englishman, the magnetic Will Truesdale. So this is a present and past story, I guess. We'll be moving to present with Claire and past with Trudy. Their common denominator would be Will Truesdale, the driver of the Chinese family. So yeah, exciting, isn't it? So I will read this. I will definitely read this next year. So this book I bought for 35 pesos. All my books that I showed you are from Book Sale. It's a thrift bookstore in the country. And this one is the cheapest one I have bought. Not all of them, several of them, most of them are from Book Sale. So this one is 35 pesos. That's less than $1. I don't know what the conversion would be. It will be definitely less than $1. So that's it. And the story goes, ready to tackle a new novel, Lindsay follows her love for unsolved mysteries to Lawrence, Massachusetts. Mill worker Ana Lopez's tragic death during the Bread and Roses strike of 1912 fascinates Lindsay. She also uncovers the story of Jenna Waverly, who had supposedly drowned in the frozen Merrimack River. Was her death really an accident, or might it have been suicide? Or did she kill Jenna as well? As Lindsay tries to unravel the mystery, someone discovers what Lindsay is researching and will do anything to prevent her from finding the truth. Oh! So this is a thriller. I don't read thrillers. Well, I guess it's time that I do. It sounds like a thriller. It is a thriller, right? Am I right? Well, if I happen to read this next year, this will definitely be the first thriller I will read. Cool. Oh, I forgot. This is Fighting for Bread and Roses by Lynn A. Coleman. I had this book since, let's see, again, 2017. January 1, 2017. The Tea Planter's Wife by Dina Jeffries is another book I bought from book sale. And I had this book since 2016. And finally, I want to read this book. It will happen next year. Same goes as the rest of the books I showed you. This is the final book I want to read next year. I should read this. So the story is, there are two newlyweds, practically strangers, deeply in love, and each hiding a secret from each other. 19-year-old Gwendolyn Hooper steps off a steamship in Ceylon, eager to begin her new life as a married woman. But the husband who greets her is distant, secretive, and brooding. Lawrence is forever away working, leaving his young English bride to explore the vast tea plantation alone. Wandering into forbidden places, Gwendolyn finds locked doors, trunks filled with dusty dresses, a tiny overgrown grave, clues to a hidden unspeakable past. So Gwendolyn soon falls pregnant and her husband is overjoyed. But in the delivery room, she is faced with a terrible choice. One, she must hide from Lawrence at all costs. When the time comes to reveal the truth, how will he ever forgive what she has done? What is that? Is this another thriller or a suspense? What's the difference between thriller and suspense? Maybe that's another video I should do. So, is this another thriller? Is this another suspense? Did I just buy two thrillers in 2017 and 2016? Well, yeah, that's it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 books I want to read for next year. So maybe I should try it 1 book a month. Let's see. So I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.